Trying to make it potentially a one-possession game. Up and under Pacey's.
That's what they need right there.
Force one here. Up to Chin, who throws it down. Minkler, good ball fake, gets to the 10. Count it and the foul. Two buzzer beaters to his credit. Goes down the lane, double pump.
There it is.
Good! Another! And it's a steal by Soden. Soden to the rim. He's got the layup, and Bedford's got the lead. McGeady drives, Strand open. Three-pointer up and in. Wow. And they come up with a steal. O'Connell looking for the flush.
Big guys shoot twos.
Step back, Castro trying to tie the game. Juanena up the sideline, Castic way, double pump. Shot up and in! Up and in! Trying to find Bono. Mike with the steal! Mike is going to run up the clock! Well, hello everyone, and welcome here to Bedford. Nick Anastas, Justin Patnode with you. Justin Gorham. Got Alvirne head coach Christian Patnode.
I know, we're trying to figure out. We know that guy. We know him.
We're getting set here for Alvirne and Bedford. Final quarterfinal matchup in Division I. Live from the Doghouse here at Bedford High School. We'll start with the defending Division I champions under head coach Frank Moreno. Bedford 15-1. Start to close out the final two games last week. They end up at 17-1, good enough for the number 2 seed. They lost the tiebreaker due to a head-to-head matchup with Pinkerton. But they're okay with the 2 seed. They took care of Central without a problem on this floor a few nights ago, and now get set for the number 10 seeded Alvirne Broncos. This also a rematch from just a few weeks back. A 9-point difference in the end. It was a Bedford win, but Alvirne hung around. And I'd imagine took some confidence out of that game. They stormed out of the gate on the road at Keene in the preliminary round on their way to a victory. So, as we know, anything can happen in the tournament. The records are thrown out the window, etc.
Yeah, absolutely.
But both teams should give it max effort here with the final ticket to next week's semifinal on the line.
Well, we know how tough Bedford is here at home. Right, the crowd is usually behind them. We don't see as big of a student section as we normally do just because I think of the holiday. They're really hard to plan for. There is no offense per se that they run. They sort of let them play. Frank Moreno has said as much. He lets them play. You know, it's whoever gets the ball usually attacks, and then they feed off of that. Whoever's open, they try and get the ball open shots. A lot of one-on-one stuff. Their press has been very good for them. Last year especially, press was great. This year, press has been great. We don't know much about Alvirne, but if you hang around with a team like Bedford, we've seen them get close. We've seen them lose, obviously, to Pinkerton, but we saw Nashua North take them to the end here as well. Kept it kind of close for a while. So you don't want to let anybody close. In the playoffs, you don't want to let anyone stay close for any length of time. You want to get ahead and make anyone play from behind.
Speaking of Nashua North, they await the winner. Titans 70-60. Victors today over Wyndham to advance, keep their win streak alive. So the Final Four will be set after tonight's matchup. Coming up, starting lineups, national anthem, tip-off at the top of the hour. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school varsity and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another athletic program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
Well, a fantastic job done by the Bedford High Pep Band, as usual, performing the national anthem at midcourt. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week presented by Beals Insurance. Quarterfinal coverage here of the 2024 NHIAA Boys Basketball Division I State Championship Tournament. The winner will get Nashua North in next week's semifinals. Bedford and Alvirne. The Broncos 9-9 during the regular season, good enough to earn the number 10 seed. They beat Keene on the road to advance in the opening round. Bedford took care of Manchester Central in Wednesday's action. Some things to watch for here tonight, Justin, between these two teams.
How does Alvirne handle the Bedford press? Does Bedford come out shooting well? Right? Sometimes we've seen them come out, they don't shoot quite as well, and it takes them a while to get going, but it's the playoffs. They're at home. But I'm curious, we don't know much about Alvirne. What are they going to do defensively? Do you play Bedford zone? Do you play a man? I'd play them zone, get out in the shooters. You play a man, they're too hard to guard. They play too well together. They know each other too well. So for me, turnovers will be an issue, as it always is. The last game we just did today, because we're giving you a doubleheader, was turnovers.
Yes, we were in Exeter as number 5 Trinity beat number 4 Exeter. That was a rematch from an overtime game in late January. Meanwhile, we're underway. Bedford turns the ball over on their first possession, and now it's Alvirne with a chance to get on the board first. Bulldogs open up in a man-to-man. We should see multiple defensive looks tonight from the home team. Step back, fade away on the baseline. Won't go there for Garrett Hall. And now a scrum leads to a loose ball. And we'll stay right here with Alvirne.
That's good hustle. I mean, poor number 4, I believe, Betancourt. Poor guy got the ball thrown off his face the first play of the game, but he did get a turnover out of it. So one of the face turnover, but a good hustle on the floor. Give him a rebound for that.
Yeah, junior off to a good start.
Trying to figure out what Alvirne's doing offensively, too. A lot of screen and roll up high. Kind of passing cut.
There's the back door and the finish from Betancourt.
Good cut.
So Alvirne on the board first, and that's got Coach Moreno's attention. He's on his feet at the head of the Bedford bench.
And they are going to start in a man. Bold move.
Three-pointer, Luke Soden. Back iron miss, and a long rebound pulled in by Hall, the 6'4 sophomore. Alvirne a 2-0 lead through a minute of action. Coach Patnode watching with his arms crossed from the Alvirne sideline. Here's Hall in the high post, stripped and lost it. Soden leading the break down the lane. Right-hand shot is up. Almost got it to go, but a foul as the senior was hit on the elbow. Luke Soden, one of the best pure scorers statewide, had a phenomenal senior year. Of course, was a huge part of that Bedford championship run from a year ago.
Yeah, he's averaging about, 26 points a game. I believe he's the second leading scorer in the state. At least he was for a while there. No one's caught, Jackson Marshall with his, he's about 35 a game, 37 a game now.
Speaking of Marshall, he led Pinkerton today to an 18-point win over Nashua South. He also surpassed the 2,000 career point mark in the process. Number 1 Pinkerton will take on Trinity in next week's semifinal.
And there's a full court press, the 2-2-1 press by Bedford.
Leads to a 3 for the lefty. Betancourt is wide open.
And now Betancourt 5, Bedford 2.
Soden races down the other way. And that leads to an open look here from Brady O'Connell. And no problem there from the wing. We're tied at 5.
Yeah, you can't leave guys open, especially these Bedford kids. They all shoot pretty well, and they have no fear of shooting the 3. It's green light everywhere.
There's a steal. Kazajansky gave it right back as the pass intercepted at midcourt by Sam DeWitt, the junior. Now DeWitt looks for a ball screen. Wraparound pass sets up Hall, who's got the 15-footer.
Nice patience. Good. A lot of pick and roll, especially up top.
7-5 Alvirne. And a block shot, but a foul.
It might have been on Betancourt. They might give it to the... And they did. That big fella. Dealey looked like he had a block, and maybe Betancourt got him with the body down low. If you take another look at the replay, wasn't much there. That was a good block.
So Andrew Dealey, the 6'5 junior, hit with the foul. Sends O'Connell to the free throw line and misses his first attempt.
Last time I think we saw Bedford, O'Connell had a little trouble at the free throw line as well early. And that was not like him. We did better free throw shooter than that, so we'll have to see how it goes. The game goes forward.
Right-hander goes 1 for 2 there. The junior's got his team within 1 at 7-6. Bedford again will set up the press.
The press is tough. You got to look in the middle. Don't lob the ball against the press.
DeWitt for 3. Line drive miss. Soden out of a crowd the other way. Pass up the floor. Kazajansky took his eye off it. And it goes out of bounds.
And they'll look to run. There's no doubt about that. They'll definitely look to run.
Bedford 3 turnovers.
Yeah, early.
Uncharacteristically here through the first 3 minutes.
Oh, my God. We just pinch poke. You owe me a Coke. I was going to say the same thing.
Betancourt survives the press, and now Hall will set things up for Alvirne. Skip pass, 3-pointer. Won't go down for Aiden Mills. And a long rebound for the point guard of Bedford, Nico Bedoyan, junior.
Last time Bedoyan was really aggressive offensively. when we saw him. I think that might have been his career high, career day that we saw him the last time. Against Pinkerton, right? Career, I think he had probably, 16, 18 points?
Played well. And has played well all season. Approaching the midway point, first quarter. Alvirne hanging on to a 1-point lead. They have yet to trail. Looking for breathing room here. Hall down the lane. Bedcourt thought about it. Now Mills turns on the gas. Rejected by Henrichon. That's Spencer Henrichon, the 6'4 senior center. Some good help defense there.
Won't see much offense from Henrichon. Defensively, though, and rebounding-wise, he's a very intimidating presence underneath the basket.
Oh, here's a bucket off the inbound for Garrett Hall, his second field goal.
I love that.
Just as Coach Patnaud drew it up. Meanwhile, Patnaud has a quick answer off the window.
Bedoyan going to the basket hard.
First bucket for the point guard. 9-8. And a steal. Wraparound pass taken away in the lane by O'Connell, and then a foul deep in the backcourt against Alvirne.
Big fella's got to go up. Got to shoot that, right? I mean, it wasn't a bad idea. He threw the pass a little weak, but you got to go up.
Meanwhile, it's number 2 already on Evan Betancourt. So the junior guard is going to have to proceed cautiously here. Coach Patnaud going to leave him in.
Yeah, he's still in the
midway
game.
point, first quarter.
A little surprised at that.
Bedford looking for their first lead. O'Connell, elbow pull-up. No, this one belongs to Betancourt.
They have some size. No doubt about it. Dealey looks like he's about 6'6", 6'7". Hard screen up top on Bedoyan, too. This is sort of a pro-style offense, too. A lot of pick and roll at the very top. It's hard to kind of score off of that occasionally off the top. The angles sometimes are better for high school kids.
Patient possession here for the Broncos. DeWitt into the lane. Extra pass, but Betancourt passes up on the shot.
Well,
back door.
Ooh, double pump, baby.
Dealey
double pump.
Off the glass. Tricky shot.
Well, if I was playing Bedford now, I want to limit their possessions as well. Pass the ball around, run your offense through a million times so you get a layup like that.
There's a foul against Dealey.
That's 2 on him. Took a shot to the midsection.
So both Dealey and Betancourt with 2 each here for Alvirne. Just inside of 3 minutes to go first quarter.
Foul trouble could be costly. We don't know how deep their bench is either. I mean, we see one guy right there without a shooting shirt on, and then now we got one coming in. A Smart. You got to get those guys a break so they don't get that third foul with 2:47 to go.
Alejandro Valenzuela is going to check in. 6'3" junior, some more size on the floor for Coach Patnaud as he takes DeWitt out of the game. Make that Dealey over to the bench.
Wouldn't that be awesome if he was related to Fernando Valenzuela? The great Fernando, lefty from the Dodgers in my heyday.
He was a star in the 80s.
Yeah. He was a megastar out in California. When I grew up, he was Fernando Mania.
Meanwhile, a good start for Luke Soden. 4 for 4 at the free throw line. Bedford within a point. Betancourt, a good ball fake. Drive, though, is cut off. As the Bedford defense recovers well. 2.5 to go, first quarter. This one ends up in the backcourt, but was tipped off the defender. That's got Coach Moreno irate on the Bedford sideline.
I'm not sure it was tipped, but I do like the patience. Limit their possessions. As few possessions as you can give Bedford, the better.
DeWitt can't get the rebound. Can't get the roll. The rebound belongs to Thomas Braga, the 6'2" senior who just checked in for Bedford. Bedoyan, the pull-up, gives Bedford their first lead.
He's looked so confident. Since we saw him in Pinkerton, I bet his confidence has just shot through the roof because that's a great pull-up jumper for him on the break.
Yeah. He seemingly has gotten better throughout the season. He's a veteran at this point, a 3-year member of the varsity roster, and still only a junior. Meanwhile, a quick 30-second timeout called here by Coach Patnaud as the game over the last couple of minutes has swung Bedford's way.
Yeah, again, I think they might have the right idea. I think slow down, run your offense, take those high pick and rolls until you get a good layup. Don't force anything. The last shot they took was a forced shot. So you don't want to try and force it. You want to try and get those easy cuts or something good off the pick and roll, right? Let's watch and see, too, if the the player setting the screen actually does open up and roll like they're supposed to seal off your man. It's kind of another lost art that we're trying to teach people how to screen and roll correctly. Turn, open up, seal your man, don't lose sight of the ball. Here's that press again. So the more that press has been so successful for them the last couple years.
Three-pointer, DeWitt, up and in.
No patience there.
Nope.
Wide open.
The junior took the shot when he saw it, and it ends up in the hole. So 14-12. Alvirne has played with the lead most of this first quarter. Tough shot there, followed up by Henderson to tie the game.
And that's what Henderson needs to do. Offensive rebounds, fortuitous baskets. Follow the play, right? Guy goes to the basket, follow the play.
Here's a foul.
Could have been a jump ball, but didn't give him the benefit.
Couple of boos coming from this Bedford crowd.
We got a harsh Alvirne group over here, too.
Yeah, it's a good crowd here at the Doghouse. The Alvirne faithful have traveled up Route 3
Oh,
from
pretty
Hudson.
clean.
And, of course, there's a standing Bedford student section behind the baseline to our left, all dressed in pink tonight.
Big. How did it get so big, too? When we got here, it wasn't that big, and it seemed like in 5 minutes it's huge.
Folks continuing to file in. Meanwhile, good entry pass and left-hand finish for Garrett Hall. His third field goal already.
Yeah, he's been good inside.
Alvirne with a 2-point lead as we hit the final minute, first quarter. Bedoyan for three, leaves it short. There's Henderson on the glass. Bedford a second try. O'Connell not going to miss that one. It's a three from the wing.
That's one thing you can't do. You can't give Bedford the second shots either. One shot and be done with it.
O'Connell a couple from downtown, 7 points to lead all scores. Bulldogs settle in a man-to-man here defensively as we hit 30 seconds to go first quarter.
Some of these screens up top, Nick, are pretty hard. You got to communicate with your teammates. Let them know the screen is coming. Otherwise, you get hit.
Got a foul here. Comes at the top of the paint, and it goes against Henderson. That's his first. And I believe just the second team foul against Bedford. That leaves the Broncos with just inside of 25 seconds here, most likely looking for the final shot. Meanwhile, we have a delay after a second whistle and a foul before the ball was inbounded.
What do you call that on? I missed that one. You call that on Braga down below?
He signaled for a foul, but then
he did. You're right, but they're not putting it up. I don't know who the foul was on.
Right, I'm not sure what that was, to be honest.
I would say 14, but
O'Connell hounding DeWitt.
Oh, he got hit.
Three-pointer won't go. Back iron miss. Henderson has it. Soden looks at the clock, goes right to the rim, and gets two more.
He got,
Final second. That'll do it. So,
wow.
Alvirne on the road. They trail by 3, but led most of the way throughout that first quarter. Back at fourth we go as we head to the second in just a moment. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Start of the second quarter here at the Doghouse. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Quarterfinal coverage here of this 2024 NHIAA Boys Basketball Division I tournament. Alvirne, the number 10 seed after a 9-9 regular season, hoping to slay the Giant. Bedford, the defending champs,
Didn't get tipped.
looking for another semifinal appearance. The winner of this one will take on Nashua North next week.
That'll be a good game as well. No matter who plays Nashua North. Nashua North is scary right now, too. They got a couple players here I noticed in the stand watching the game today.
They have the longest active win streak of the teams remaining. And they have not lost since January, early January. Meanwhile, Henderson having trouble in the low post. Bedoyan helps him out with an elbow J that goes off the side iron. Valenzuela with the rebound.
Good job, though. I'm not fouling Henderson. Just get your hands straight up. Let him make his move. See if he can score. He leaned into it, Valenzuela. Tried to set a screen. The offensive player, and this is what young people have to know as well, and they don't always know this. It's the offensive player's job to run the defender off of the screen. The screener shouldn't have to ever move. So if they do, that's entirely their own fault and the offensive other teammates' fault for not running them right next to the screen.
Valenzuela going to take a seat, have a word with assistant coach Buddy O'Hearn after picking up his first. And the first team foul either way here. Minute gone by, second quarter. Alvirne played with the lead most of the first quarter before Bedford wrestled it away in the final moments. Inside, Henderson left it short. Rebound for Betancourt. It's third already for Alvirne.
Almost a foul there as well on the rebound.
Tough pass here, ends up in and out of the hands of Dealey.
He wanted it, should have caught it. He wanted that ball, he called for it, he was wide open. Great no-look pass.
Fifth turnover here in the first half for Alvirne.
Pretty close too, right? 5-3, I think. Not bad when you're playing Bedford, right?
Bulldogs had 3 in their first 3 minutes, but settled in after that. Soden, baseline fadeaway won't go. Betancourt 2 it off the bounce for Alvirne.
Soden doesn't miss many of those pull-up jumpers in about 15 feet.
DeWitt. Up top, this is Gabe Conroe just came on. Shot is off target. Henderson on the glass again, his 4th rebound. Still a 3-point game at 19-16. We've been stuck there for the first 2 minutes of this second quarter.
A lot of reaching, not a lot of fouls called, some non-calls so far.
And the officials have let them play, so to speak.
They have. A couple of them have been kind of egregious. That three-pointer that we saw was a little bit egregious. He got hit pretty hard.
That was a no call on the final possession for Alvirne. Meanwhile, Dealey will sit again. Again, a little bit of foul trouble for Coach Patnode. Dealey with 2, Betancourt with 2. Betancourt still on the floor. Trying to close out here and is a little too late. And Luke Soden makes him pay. 3-pointer, high up and in. 9 from Soden. Bedford's lead is 6 for the first time.
There's that lob pass we talked about, nearly turned over.
Almost.
See, you've got to make Soden drive. I don't care what you do. He's such a good three-point shooter. You make him drive, and you don't give up 3. You give up 2, but not 3. Right? Got to get a hand up so tight, put a hand in his face, that you can't get the shot off.
DeWitt, wraparound pass is off target. Trying to find Mills on the weak side. Ball gets away from him. And it's back to Bedford.
They're in danger of letting this thing get away. If they're not careful, Bedford will go on a roll.
Bit of a drought on the offensive end for Alvirne. Bulldogs looking to pad the 6-point lead. Broncos in a man-to-man defense. O'Connell cut off by Betancourt. Finds a cutter. It's Braga.
Smart. Recognize where your teammates are. Good cut, good pass.
First 2 off the bench for Braga. Put it off the window with the left hand. So it's an 8-point game. First 5 of the second quarter belong to Bedford. Here's a good drop step and two-hand flush.
Where'd that come from?
For Garrett Hall.
Hey now.
That's one way to get your first points of the quarter.
That'll wake you up.
Nearly a turnover, but a foul first as O'Connell was hit in the paint.
Yeah, the fans didn't like that one, but he got fouled. See, they're calling on this end. They got to make sure they call him on both ends. Good call. Got him right on the arm.
Second team foul against Alvirne. The first against Conroe. Here's Braga.
Shuffle those feet.
Soden down the lane. Wanted a foul, couldn't get it. Alvirne, though, fails to secure the rebound, and Bedford will have another try.
So might have got hit in the face.
Well, nobody happy after that.
No, they're not going to be happy.
The Broncos fans wanted to travel. Bedford looking for a foul. And now we do have a foul as Braga ended up with the offensive rebound, was hit on the way down.
They gave that foul to Betancourt maybe too. He's got 3 fouls already.
Yep. So that's the risk Coach Patnode was willing to take by leaving the junior on the floor with the 2 fouls. He just picked up number 3.
He's still in the game, Nick. Hasn't moved, no movement on the bench. He's still in the game.
Near the midway point, second quarter.
You got to get him out. I don't care how much you need him. You got to get him out. You're not going to have him in the end.
Let's see how Coach Patnode wants to play it. O'Connell called for an offensive foul.
More like a travel than a foul, but you see a foul there, Nick? I don't know. It's all travel, I think.
May have been with the shoulder.
Did he lean in that? Let's take a look at our fine replay.
He'll try to push off and then bowl his way into the chest of Aiden Mills, the defender.
How about this? It looked more like a foul, I think, than it was.
Kazajanski, the interception. The super athletic senior right to the rim. Well, the 6'3" Austin Kazajanski has given Bedford their largest lead of this first half, 26-18 as we hit the midway point. Coach Patnode has seen enough. Timeout, Alvirne. Our broadcast brought to you by Beals Insurance, locations in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Visit BealsInsurance.com. Also by MG Sports Fundraising. That's fundraising made easy. MG Sports Fundraising is the official fundraising partner of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com. Start raising money for your team today. And finally, by the New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit nhtomahawks.com and also girls.nhtomahawks.com. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week presented by Beals Insurance, March Madness Edition coverage of the 2024 NHIAA Boys Basketball Division I quarterfinals. And it's the final quarterfinal to be played today. We saw Pinkerton, the top seed, take care of Nashua South. And then victories for both Nashua North and Trinity. The winner will take on the Titans next week. The winner of this game. Meanwhile, back in the game is Andrew Dealey, who gets his second field goal. And Alvirne hanging around within 6. Braga's 3 rattles in and out. Kazajanski has the offensive rebound for Bedford. Right to the rim, little leaner, won't go. Scoop shot short. Betancourt doing work on the glass for Alvirne with a game-high 5 rebounds. DeWitt between the legs into the front court. And the pesky defender O'Connell right there on his hip.
The 5-second count.
And DeWitt lost his footing. And a timeout is going to bail him out.
You know what we say, Nick, on that? Too much dribbling.
It's the 3rd charge timeout against Alvirne in this first half. But that one does save the possession. It's a 30-second timeout from Coach Patnode.
Well, you're trying to deal with this Bedford offensive juggernaut, right? There's so many guys in that team that can score. Down there, Kazajanski almost got a charge, but my man said, I don't think I'm going to stand there. I don't think I'm going to take that. But you got to deal with every guy in that team, with the exception of maybe Henryshawn, is a bona fide threat to score baskets, can shoot. Like right now, the group that they have on the floor, right now, each one of those guys can shoot, they can score, they can rebound, they can run. You know, I like Braga off the bench. I think he's one of the better 6 men in the entire state. He comes in, he rebounds well, he can shoot. He'd be a starter everywhere else.
Yeah.
Everywhere else.
Yeah, they're deep, as we know. The defending champs, 17-1 during the regular season. The lone loss last month at Pinkerton.
Even that game, they lost just because they had to turn over the 5-second count.
Yep. Yeah, that's something you were looking for earlier. That's got Coach Moreno excited.
It's just too much dribbling. You got to pass the ball, move, you can run your offense. If you have trouble, where's that high screen, right? All they do is they're running the screen and roll. They're not getting a lot of other action. It's all off that screen and roll at the very top. So if you don't get the screen and roll, what happens? Got to keep dribbling the ball.
Bedford a 6-point lead. Looking for Braga, tipped away. Good defensive effort.
The crowd's not happy with anything, by the way. Doesn't matter what we call it, what's called. They're not happy with anything.
You'd think they'd be in a good mood. The students, at least, they had the week off.
Right. It's just
February vacation.
This raucous group of adults to our left.
Soden, pull up. You bet.
Love it.
He's in double figures with 11.
My favorite shot. The dribble, pull-up, jumper is a lost art. Not very many guys do it anymore, and he does it so well.
Pull up for Hall. Tried to bank it too strong. Braga the board, and Bedford wants to push. Bedoyan, Soden for 3. Back iron miss. This one tipped in the lane. Mills has it. Throws it up the floor, and there's Conroe for 2. Well, Alvirne will take the transition bucket. Back within 6. 2-possession game. And here is the offensive foul. Well, that's Sean Chip Fundy, who just checked in, the sophomore, willing to lay it on the line. Draws the charge.
Took a shot on the pass. That's what we say. My dad was so animate when he coached. Yesterday was his birthday. He would have been 85. And they said, he used to always say, don't leave your feet when you pass the ball. I think he'd call you like Peter Pan and stuff. You make jokes. But he said, don't leave your feet when you pass the ball. Bad things happen when you leave your feet when you try and pass the ball. Bad things do happen, Nick, like charges and turnovers.
Yep. 3-pointer. Chip Fundy. Open but can't connect. And rebound wrestled free by O'Connell. Bedford a 6-point edge. O'Connell into the lane, hangs and scores with the left hand.
Well, they just do such a good job attacking the basket, using either hand, using their body to shield the defender.
He's in double figures now with 11.
That's a tough shot.
Here's a tough shot for Mills. Won't go. Tip to Braga. Ahead for Soden. Bounce pass for Bedoyan, who's got the layup.
Man.
Now some tic-tac-toe in transition there for Bedford, and they've opened up their first 10-point lead of this first half.
I guess so. I got to figure out who I'm going to give that rebound to.
This one too much. And thrown out of bounds, intended for Conroe.
They're not having that much trouble with the press. They go to the same side every time. They just go, side to side. Then they throw across diagonally to our near side. But then they end up turning the ball over at the end, and they're not finishing like they should, right? If they finish like they should, they'd be a closer game already.
Now we have one O'Connell check in for another. As the freshman Logan has replaced his older brother Brady in the Bedford lineup.
He's not afraid to put it up.
Final minute, first half. Braga is fouled. Chip Fundy got some basketball there, but apparently a piece of the wrist as well.
Yeah, I think he might have got some arm, but unlike I said, the fans are raucous. But let's take a look. You got him a little bit. The hand slid off the ball onto the arm, so that's a foul, Nick. The fans may not agree.
No, they don't.
But that's a foul.
Free throw, no good.
We have the joy of replay. The Wizard knows. He puts it out there for us. We can always see it.
Hindsight 2020 for sure.
Braga comes in. You got to make some free throws though. He's done some good things. Got a few rebounds, basket. Got to make your free throws.
He goes 1 for 2. 3 points, 4 boards off the bench for the senior. Bedford by 11, their largest lead. Final 45 seconds, first half. Coming up at halftime. A look back at that first half. Stats, highlights, analysis, out-of-town scoreboard, tournament recap, the whole 9 yards. Coming up at halftime. This one tipped, stolen. Bedford wants to push. Now they're going to pull it out. The trailer, Bedoyan, thought about it, goes into the lane. And now it's Soden who got the step.
Oh, the rare 3-second call.
3-second violation against Bedford. That's their first turnover, Justin, I believe, since the 5-minute mark of the first quarter.
Yeah, I think you're right. They had 4. I think they have 5 now. They had 3 early, 4 early, and then boom. You're right. That's it. They've done a nice job taking care of the ball.
15 seconds remaining.
Take the last shot, right?
Well, Hall wants it right now. Can't connect from the wing. Ball out of bounds. Back to Bedford, and now the Bulldogs with a chance for the final look. 8 seconds remaining.
Not a great last shot. Should have waited till you get down to about, I guess, 10, but attack the basket, right? Get to the free throw line. You don't want to chuck up an air ball from 3. Nobody wants to see that.
Bedoyan with 5 seconds. Elbow pull up and in.
Too easy. Way too easy.
That'll do it. Nico Bedoyan ends the first half on a high note for the Bulldogs. Bedford, their largest lead, 35-22. At the midway point here in Bedford, the defending champs applying the defensive pressure that we're accustomed to seeing, especially in that second quarter.
Oh, yeah, they were really good. And you can't, the press is working simply because at the very end, when the press is broken, Alvirne just sort of turns the ball away for no apparent reason. You got to make sure once you break the press, maybe start over again. They're not limiting the possessions anymore. In the beginning of the game, they were limiting possessions. Now they've sort of made some mistakes, turned the ball over, and they're up to 10 turnovers already. And they haven't played but about, 6 or 7 guys. They have foul trouble. Going forward, this Bedford team has a lot of just juice and scoring ability. It doesn't look good right now.
All right. Coming up, stats, highlights, analysis, recap, out-of-town scoreboard, and more. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. The New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school varsity and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another athletic program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
Oh, it's halftime here in Bedford. The defending Division I champions with a 13-point lead. That's their largest lead so far tonight. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham, quarterfinal coverage, as this is the final quarterfinal contest of the afternoon. We'll get to the other scores in a moment, but as you look back at that first half, Alvirne did some good things.
He did early.
That first quarter, extended the possession, took care of the basketball, and as a result only trailed by 3 after the first quarter. Second quarter, a bit of a different tale. Foul trouble starting to pile up a little bit for the Broncos. The Bedford defense comes to the forefront, and as a result, it's a 35-22 contest at the midway point.
Yeah, I think you got to make sure you continue to slow the game down if you're Alvirne. Take long possessions, right? Move the ball around. They got to do more than maybe just a screen and roll up top. Try and get some more out of maybe screening the wing, getting some backdoor cuts, some stuff happening away from the ball as opposed to just always on ball. Because then you leave poor, I think it's Hall or Mills just dribbling the ball around. And DeWitt dribbling the ball all over the place, got called for 1 5-second count. And it's just hard to make any kind of offense actually happen. And when you're faced with a juggernaut like Bedford offensively, you got to just slow it down best you can. I mean, their press has done pretty well so far and gotten a few turnovers, Bedford. And offensively, they're just hard to stop. They just have too many weapons.
Some of the numbers from that first half. Bedford led by Luke Soden, big surprise. The senior, 11 points, went 4 for 4 at the line. Had plenty of help as Coach Moreno got a balanced attack out of his guys through the first 2 quarters. Brady O'Connell, 9 points. 8 for the point guard, Nico Bedoyan. And 4 rebounds off the bench, a team high for Dylan Soden. On the other side for Alvirne, they were led by the 6'4" sophomore Garrett Hall, who had 8 points. Evan Betancourt on his way to a double-double, perhaps, with 5 points and 5 rebounds. Did that despite the fact he picked up his 3rd foul early in that second quarter.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. They left him in for a really long time. He didn't, get his 4th foul, but you still have to worry going forward. He's one of your starters. You rely on him to get some baskets, make some things happen offensively. They have to come out now and make a dent in this lead right now. Otherwise, playing from this far behind against Bedford at home, you're going to find out you're in deep trouble all of a sudden and down by 20.
The winner of this game will face Nashua North in the semifinals. The Titans were 70-60 winners over Windham. Pinkerton, they advanced as well, the top seed with a 101-83 victory over Nashua South in a game in which their star Jackson Marshall eclipsed the 2,000-point career mark. Soden misfires, collects his own miss. It ends up with Kazajanski in the corner, who left it short. Rebound by Dealey, gives it right back to O'Connell. He's in the lane, and he's fouled.
And another foul, right? Dealey with another foul. I think that might be 3 on him, maybe? 3 or...
The turnover differential, something to watch as well. You're right, Dealey with 3.
Oh, and they need him in there. He's the only player with real size that they have on the floor to match up.
The turnover total, a 2-1 margin favoring Bedford from the first half. Broncos with 10 giveaways, Bedford just 5. Meanwhile, O'Connell is in double figures with the free throw. And one more on the way for the right-hander. His cousin Aiden, who was part of that championship team a year ago, he graduated back in June of last year. He's in the crowd here tonight.
I saw him lurking around there. He's come to a few games this year.
Into the lane. Count that for Garrett Hall. He's the first in double figures for Alvirne. The sophomore goes off the window, 10 points now. And the Broncos are within 12. 36-24. Three-pointer. O'Connell can't get it. There's Betancourt again for his 6th rebound.
Yeah, he's been a good rebounder for them. A little, offensively he's got 5. But I do think Hall needs to keep being aggressive. He's got 10 points. He's played well. Gets up off the floor. He had that vicious dunk that we saw. Usually we see Kazajanski or Soden. One of those guys getting a dunk early. Crowd goes nuts. But that was a great dunk by him. Nice to do. 1 dribble, 2 dribbles, boom.
It was a 2-hand stuff as
it
well.
Was.
Meanwhile, we have a foul here against Bedford. And it's on O'Connell. That's his 3rd. So that's something to watch as well. Meanwhile, good finish inside for Dealey.
It looked like he got hit too.
6'4" junior with 6.
Hey, you got to keep in mind O'Connell. Without O'Connell in the floor, when they have to take him out, Bedoyan can kind of run the show. But O'Connell gives you offense. He rebounds well. You need him on the floor, I think, going forward.
10-point game. Down to 8.
Hall going at Kazajanski. A quick timeout.
Coach Moreno going to use the first timeout of the night to talk it over here. Just a 30-second timeout. Coach Patnode showing some enthusiasm on the Alvirne sideline as his team looking to fight here. They're back with an 8 at 36-28. Minute and a half gone by third quarter.
And they're attacking just one-on-one moves, right? Going one-on-one here with Kazajanski. And that's a really tough shot, double clutch. The game has evolved to the point where, like we saw earlier in the game before this, the Exeter Trinity game, a lot of dribble kick for threes, or a lot of dribble kick and then drives and attack the basket. Bedford likes to just make one pass and then that player goes one-on-one and attacks the basket, and if they leave the floor and they don't have a shot, they kick it out. Then the next guy gets it and he goes one-on-one. So Alvirne, similar last couple times down, whoever gets it goes one-on-one. So maybe they changed it up a little bit, right? Adjustments, Nick. Right? Who makes the better adjustments at halftime?
So far, Alvirne has been able to cut into the gap. Trailed by 13, they're within 8. 2 minutes in, third quarter. Coach Patnode, he's down in a crouch watching his defense here. The Broncos with another takeaway.
It's a rare turnover for Soden.
Mills rejected by Henrichon.
Good block. I like it, though. He went right at O'Connell, who has 3 fouls, and O'Connell kind of jumped up and got lucky. And if you notice, he could have pulled back a little bit. Could have got called for a foul.
Kazajanski, another soaring interception. Big move, but can't get the finger roll. And the board belongs to Hall.
Yeah, I do like the finger roll.
Meanwhile, DeWitt double team, lost the ball. Bailed out by his teammate. Here's Mills on the baseline. Inside for Betancourt, looks for some spacing. And Alvirne will pull it back out.
Notice they don't take many threes. They've had a couple of looks, good opportunities to take threes. And they have 2. They just haven't taken very many.
Hall, tough shot there. May have been partially blocked.
Almost
However,
looked
it's
like he
DeWitt.
passed it.
And now DeWitt is called for a foul. It's an offensive foul. Got the wraparound, and that is number 4.
He's got to take a break, and they need him in there. They need that size inside.
So Gabe Conroe gets the green light to come back into the game. A little bit of a smaller lineup now on the floor for Coach Patnode.
And Conroe played well, but they lack. Look now, they lack size. He matches up with Kazajanski, who's got about 4 or 5 inches on him.
3 minutes in, third quarter. Bedford looking for their first field goal of the second half. Bedoyan blocked. Hall comes over on the weak side, help to swat that out of bounds.
Great help defense. They do something interesting when they take the ball out of bounds. Notice they play defense. They play 4 across on the bottom and 1 in the back. Oh, that's a tough one. That lob. Don't lob it.
Soden underneath. Kazajanski with the reverse layup.
This Kazajanski only his second basket.
4 points for the senior. Does have a couple of steals defensively. O'Connell nearly took that one away. Plows head first into DeWitt. Both players end up on the floor. They're going to call DeWitt for the takedown here.
Yeah, he turned it over and then tried to get it back. A little frustration foul after the turnover.
A dozen giveaways for the Broncos. Just the first foul against DeWitt, but the third team foul against Alvirne.
That's 14 turnovers, too. That's a quick 4.
Soden elevates and banks it despite the tough angle.
Thought maybe they were going to call an offensive foul. A little flop, maybe left a little early.
Soden with a game high 13. Ball on the floor. And a jump ball is called as Hall and Soden are tied up.
Good hustle play. They wanted to foul. Fans, of course, want to foul on, I don't know, every play? It is kind of tough, though, when the guy's on the ground, they dive on top of him. That usually is a foul. These guys, you're right, though. You said it earlier. They're letting them play.
Yep. Conroe Leaves it for Betancourt, who's got the teardrop.
Yeah, switch to the right hand. I think he's a left-handed player. Switch to the right hand.
Kazajanski, slicing move and a foul at the rim.
Yeah, they need Hall in the game. They can't afford to have him foul.
So 2 free throws on the way, and that is the 4th team foul already. So the Broncos up against the limit here at the midway point third quarter.
Free throw contest, Nick. Free throw contest. 4-1.
10-point game. First of 2 for Kazajanski is short.
At least Hall only has 1 foul, though. Like, we've seen their better players get in foul trouble here early. Betancourt with 3, and then you have the big fella, Dealey, with 4.
Yep.
They need him in the game desperately.
Kazajanski goes 0 for 2. Mills has his first rebound for Alvirne.
It's a rare donut from Kazajanski in terms of
nearly a steal. Hall secures. Conroe. A good reversal here, but a better recovery by Bedford defensively. DeWitt, his dribble drive is cut off. Hall up top. Lost it. O'Connell. Couple of crossovers, goes down the lane, and draws a foul first.
Still shooting 2.
Yep. So Alvirne over the limit.
Right now, O'Connell's only shooting 50% from the free throw line, but whoever gets fouled, I'm going at everybody. I'm trying to go get fouled, pump fake. If I'm Bedford, just go at everyone and get free throws right now. We have all this time left.
3:40 to go. Third quarter. So O'Connell to the line. The junior with 10 points tonight. Make it 11. He's now 3 for 5 at the stripe.
You got to go at him. Have to go at him. Get him in. He already has 3 fouls, so you want to make sure you just keep attacking him, right? If I'm Alvirne, I'm just going to attack him, pump fake, do whatever I can to get him his 4th foul. They may have to take him out. Some kind of discussion at the clock. I don't know what that's about, but maybe some blood, perhaps?
Well, nobody coming out.
No? I don't know what happened there. Thought I saw a player walking over.
O'Connell 2 for 2. And Bedford by a dozen, 42-30. 3.5 to go. Third quarter, little press here. We saw this from the Bulldogs earlier.
And the press usually really gets a lot of turnovers, creates mistakes on by the offense. Alvirne has turned the ball over quite a few times against it, usually in the very end of it as well, not the beginning.
Good pass from DeWitt, leads to an and one for Betancourt.
Nice shot. Betancourt doesn't shoot very often, but when he does, he makes it. He makes the baskets. He makes some good shots.
The junior working on a double-double now, 9 points to go with 6 boards and a good lefty finish there.
Hey, he's passed up quite a few shots that I thought maybe he should have taken, some 10, 15-footers. He's a patient player.
Misses here off the back iron, and Braga's got his 5th rebound.
You're hanging in there, a 10-point game, but you got to cut this lead down to about 6. I think at the quarter if you want to have a shot.
Kazajanski the lay-in. Good little weave there by the Bulldogs.
I thought he was going to throw that one down, Nick.
Wouldn't be surprised. We've seen that repeatedly over the last couple of years.
Oh, he's fun on the break. He gets the ball on the break by himself. He's fun.
Kazajanski. He's a 3-year member of this varsity squad. Played his freshman year out of state. Meanwhile, this one tipped by the defense, out of bounds. It'll stay here with Alvirne. Meanwhile, Coach Patnode goes back to the bench. Valenzuela returns, who gave some good minutes off the pine in that first half. He replaces Conroe. Neither team has gone too deep into the bench. It's been a short rotation each way. 2.5 to go, third quarter. DeWitt double teamed. Pass tipped, stolen in the lane. Soden lets it fly down the court. Contested by Hall, battling with Bedoyan, and Hall with a heads-up play threw it off the point guard's right shoulder. So Alvirne will have it.
Good hustle play. Look at that. Great hustle play. Nobody had it. Right off the waist area. It might have stung a little bit. Yikes.
These players have gone hard. We've seen kids going to the floor left and right here tonight. DeWitt turns it over. Braga the steal and then draws the foul in the backcourt. Back-to-back turnovers.
More free throws
for the Broncos. And you're right. Bonus time for Bedford.
No, I was watching a college basketball game the other day. Regular boys college, men's college basketball. They were shooting a 1-on-1. I got a little jealous. Shooting a 1-on-1. And then I watched, of course, the great Caitlin Clark, who I believe is the most fun, best player in college basketball right now, men or women. She is so fun to watch. I think she dropped 33 and had a triple-double the other day. She's just fun to watch. But they play this the exact same way, the 5 fouls and shoot the 2 shots. Come on, my man Braga off the bench. Come on now.
He's
my guy.
2. Right there. He's 1 for 4 in the line at the game.
My 6th Man of the Year award winner.
Down low, Valenzuela, tough catch and finish. First 2 off the bench for the 6'3 junior. Alvirne hanging around within 10 as we move inside of 2 minutes, third quarter. Soden double pump, tough shot.
Oh.
That's what Luke Soden does.
He keeps making tough shot after tough shot. Then he has a beautiful stroke from the outside.
15 points for one of the state's most prolific scorers, Luke Soden. Challenge shot won't go for Mills. Bodies again on the ground. The ball's still loose before Soden comes up with it. It's a 3-on-1. Finds Kazajanski, who's got the layup.
Come on, Kazajanski. Throw it down.
He'll take the shore. Two-hander there off the window. Soden the steal. 2-on-2. Soden missed. Bedoyan fouled on the putback.
Oh, there's Betancourt's 4th. Soden, a rare miss in a layup like that. But
So, 2 players now with 4 fouls for Alvirne. Dealey and Betancourt, both starters.
Important players, Nick. Important players. They need Dealey in there just because of his size. I mean, rebounds, block shots. I mean, not a lot of rebounds, but at least block shots and gets in the way. He just is there to change shots.
Bedoyan can't hit the first free throw. Coach Patnode going to leave Betancourt on the floor. He's going to take out Mills.
What? I don't know about that.
And come back with Conroe. He's rolled the dice a few times tonight in regards to foul trouble.
He's shooting free throws very well. Bedford kind of struggling at the free throw line here the last couple trips.
Another empty trip for the Bulldogs.
Can't afford to miss those in the playoffs, especially if they move forward. You can't afford to miss those.
Final minute, third quarter. The lead is 14 for the first time.
No.
Now it's down to a dozen. A flashy
that?
finish for Sam DeWitt. Just his second field goal. And another Alvirne foul. It's going to put Bedford right back to the line. Who'd they call that on?
More spin on it than the Globetrotters when they shoot those crazy shots.
Foul was on Conroe, his second. Soden 4 for 4 at the line in the first half.
You can't foul him. If you can avoid fouling him, avoid fouling him.
Now 5 for 5 in the game, 5 points in this third quarter.
Look at the score, though. All of a sudden, it's a 7-point game. What happened?
13.
13. Well, I saw that wrong.
Now 14.
14.
So
I was looking at that. I saw this 7. Look at this 7. That's wrong. That's not even close.
And the 14-point lead is their biggest.
I do have a cold, so.
Valenzuela, the 2. All 4 of his points have come in this third quarter for Alvirne. Broncos within 12. Final 30 seconds, third quarter. Bedoyan going to pull it out. Now wants to attack Betancourt. Goes into the lane. Finds Kazajanski on the wing. Good pump fake down the lane. Can't get the baseline runner. Braga tried to keep it alive, but it's DeWitt the other way for Alvirne. All the way, and there's Mills. Count it, and the foul.
Nice Hall with a great catch and a great finish.
Now it's Garrett Hall. He's having one of his better games. The sophomore led Alvirne with 8 points in that first half. He's got 6 more here in the third. And a chance for one more here, just inside of 17 seconds remaining.
Tricky pass. I can't believe Hall caught that. You see that? Leaped in the air, a little spin pass. Good catch.
Foul on Soden, his second. First trip to the line for Hall. He misses off the back iron. Valenzuela is there, and then a travel as he came down.
Yeah, it was the most quiet whistle we've heard all day. Got a rebound and a turnover.
Coach Badnote upset.
He traveled. He was legit.
Coach Moreno will take it. Bedford set for the final shot. Final 10 seconds. 10-point game at 50-40.
Soden's going to take that shot.
Soden in attack mode. Pull up. Fade won't go. And that'll do it for the third quarter. So, Bedford had a 13-point lead at halftime. Alvirne has trimmed the gap to 10. 8 minutes to go on the other side. Bedford looking to punch their ticket to the semifinals. Alvirne hoping for the upset. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
50-40.
Yep, you got it right. 50-40. I apologize.
I want to double check that, but yeah.
I saw a score that wasn't there. I did. It wasn't there.
It's a 10-point game.
Even people next to me are looking at me like, what's wrong with you? What are you looking at over there? I don't know.
Playing tricks on you on the scoreboard.
Again, I think my cold is giving me some bad vision.
Three-pointer, Kazajanski.
I can live with that.
He's wide open, and why not? Starting to score the ball a little more here in this second half. 9 of his 11 have come since halftime. Bedford by 13 and another turnover for Alvirne, their 20th giveaway. Bedoyan, count it, and the foul. Well, able to hang, draw the contact on the wrist, and score the basketball in transition. A chance for one more for the junior.
That was a really tough shot.
Meanwhile, DeWitt has 4. So Alvirne really in some foul trouble now. They have 3 players with 4 each.
They can't lose him. I mean, that wasn't a good pass the last time down, but they can't lose him. He's their primary ball handler. Tends to be a little bit too casual sometimes with the ball, a little too tricky.
Underneath Betancourt.
Well, a nice pass by Valenzuela as well.
Betancourt in double figures for Alvirne with 11. Broncos have trailed most of the night. After a back-and-forth first quarter, Bedford opened up a double-digit lead before halftime. 35-22 was our score at the break. A back-and-forth third quarter, and now Nico Bedoyan makes it 57-42, a 15-point spread for the first time.
His game has really evolved. He never used to look to score as much as he does now, but he's really looking to score.
Got 12 points in this one. Betancourt is hammered by Kazajanski.
Got him.
And he'll head to the free throw line with just over a minute gone by in this fourth quarter. A trip to the semifinals on the line. The winner here will take on Nashua North next week. The other half of the bracket is already set. Pinkerton will face Trinity. Nick Anastas along with Justin Gorham. Glad you could join us. If you want to watch that Trinity Exeter game from earlier, that's available on our YouTube channel.
Hit the button.
While you're there, if you have not already, hit the button, the subscribe button. As Friday Night Lights New Hampshire is on YouTube at FNLNH Media.
It's so easy. Even I can figure that out.
We'll be broadcasting next week in conjunction with the NFHS Network. And the only place you can watch the semifinals live are on NFHSnetwork.com. All right. The free throw was missed, so we stay at 57-42. Soden, fadeaway won't go. Tip back to Braga. He's got his 6th rebound, and Bedford will have another shot here. Drive and kick. Braga thought about it. Good closeout by DeWitt. O'Connell.
Patience on offense for Bedford, too. You know, you're ahead by, make sure I get it right. What are we ahead by?
15.
15.
Bedoyan makes it 17.
Easy layup.
Patient possession, and patience pays off there for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, you can run some clock. You know, they just, right now, Alvirne just turned the ball over way too many times. Been kind of sloppy with the ball.
DeWitt backdoor, up and under for 2 from Betancourt.
And DeWitt makes some really nice, flashy passes every once in a while. Some of these one-handed, no-look passes. But a few of those have gotten away from him.
Soden met at the rim by Hall. Count that. And the foul, the finger roll over the front lip of the rim. Soden continuing to pile up the points.
Always
for
finds
Bedford.
a way. Always finds a way, and all of a sudden you look up and he's got 30.
Well, we're not quite there yet, but
we got 5:37
closing
to go.
in, right? He's got 19, 8 of those in the second half. And he's perfect at the line, 6 for 6 tonight. One of the state's better all-around players. That went around the rim and out.
We jinxed him. We jinxed him.
So 61-44. DeWitt trying to shake off Bedoyan.
They've sort of gone away from that high screen and roll. Notice they haven't done it very much. Right now we got a little high post action.
DeWitt off the glass, no. And now Braga the other way. A bullet pass up the floor. Kazajanski missed the jam.
Oh, that would have been a fun one.
You were calling for it.
I was. The crowd would have enjoyed that.
Kazajanski open to deliver, but timed the jump a little bit wrong, and then a foul here against Bedford.
Hey, crowd going crazy. Somebody pushed off, apparently. Here we go. Get another look. The break. There's Kazajanski. A rare miss from him and a kind of a wide open look.
Took off from a pretty decent distance and just couldn't quite time the peak there. It's been fun to watch all year. Meanwhile, DeWitt struggling to catch that pass. Goes down the lane, flicks it up over the right shoulder. Can't hit. Hall offensive rebound. Back up, right-hand fade is good.
Good timeout call by maybe timeout.
No, we got a foul.
Either that or was a warning. Was that a warning?
May have been a warning against DeWitt.
Leave the ball alone. Right? And what that might have been because he whacked it out of bounds after they made the shot.
Most likely. Hall hit the field goal. He's got 16 to lead Alvirne.
He's been the one bright spot offensively for them.
Broncos with a big hill to climb, down 15 as we approach the midway point already in this fast-moving fourth quarter. Braga, jump stop, fade, can't find the touch. Weak side rebound for Hall. Mills runs into a wall and lost it off the knee.
Alvirne has 4:05 to go. You're going to have to get a little desperation mode. If they have any three-point shooters, anything they have that they can come in right now and kind of get some quick shots, maybe press, do something different. I know they have some foul trouble they're dealing with and some angry fans, but which always makes me laugh, by the way.
They got a timeout.
They're right here in my ear. The angry fans are like right over there. So it's very funny to hear.
Our broadcast tonight brought to you by Beals Insurance. Locations in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance gets you the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Visit BealsInsurance.com. Also by MG Sports Fundraising. That's fundraising made easy. MG Sports Fundraising is the official fundraising partner of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Visit MGSportsFundraising.com. Start raising money for your team today. And finally by the New Hampshire Tomahawks. Showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NHTomahawks.com and also girls.NHTomahawks.com. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week presented by Beals Insurance. Bedford, the number 2 seed, the defending Division I champions, hoping to advance to next week's semifinals for a rematch with Nashua North. Alvirne down 15, 4 minutes to play, hoping for an upset, but they're going to need things to happen right now.
Yeah, it has to be quick. It looks like they're going to press a little bit now, maybe man press, but, you got so many players in foul trouble, right? And they still
got 3 players with 4 each.
And big fella's still out. 23, Dealey's been out for quite a while. And they're going man full, so you got to try and trap. Do something where you create turnovers, force turnovers. Bedford now can just take their time.
Soden. Little keep away now from the Bulldogs. O'Connell into the lane, no help, and there's the finish.
It's way too easy. When you're down by this many points, that's way too easy of a layup to let happen.
First field goal since halftime for the junior. The lead back to 17 as Bedford matches their largest advantage. Mills out of the corner, tries to find DeWitt in the opposite corner, but it's poked out of bounds off the right fingers of Bedoyan.
Yeah, Mills has to be a threat offensively. I don't think he hasn't scored a basket. I don't even recall him shooting, but maybe a basket. He's had a couple wide open looks. Got to take that shot.
Coming up in 3 minutes to go, fourth quarter. DeWitt double teamed. Finds Chip Fundy inside Hall. Acrobatic shot. No. Braga on the glass. Tied up and a jump ball called.
Tough move. That could have been Betancourt's fifth foul, but a good rebound. Good rebound.
Jump ball results in Alvirne possession. DeWitt catch and fire three, up and in.
They needed that desperately.
Well, the point guard doesn't look to shoot too often,
No,
but he does knock down his second three-pointer and pushes his point total up to 8. Cuts the gap to 14. It's 63-49. We're inside of 3 minutes, fourth quarter.
Yeah, they have to be aggressive, try and take some quick threes and get back in the game somehow, because they're going to run out of time here. They're not careful.
Backdoor Soden, left-hand finish.
Hit in the face and arm and all that, and still finish strong.
Coach Moreno wanted a foul.
So did Justin Gorham.
DeWitt, no-look bounce pass. Hall left the left-hand layup short. And rebound number 9 for Braga. A game high for the Bedford senior. And again, the Bulldogs in no hurry, nursing a 16-point lead. Bedoyan finds Kazajanski, can't find the touch. Tip, no. Second try, no. Chip Fundy clears the window for the Broncos. And now it's DeWitt in the backcourt trying to shake off O'Connell. Left-hand dribble along the sideline into the front court. Soden, the second defender there. Here's Mills. Here's the three. It's too strong. Tipped out of bounds on the weak side. Last touch by Alvirne. It's Bedford basketball as we move inside at 2 minutes remaining.
Yeah, they're letting them play defensively, and on especially on DeWitt. He's getting bumped a little bit. Not really fouled though. I think just some good defensive pressure. They're not calling things the other way too. So it's not. I mean, fans are not happy, but when you're down by this many points, you kind of want everything to go your way.
Bedoyan, big second half. Had 8 in the first half, 8 more
16 points for him.
Meanwhile, DeWitt is fouled here. Reach-in is called on O'Connell. That's his fourth. And it stops the clock with 1:36 remaining.
Yeah, and thankfully they're up.
18, their largest lead.
Yeah, 18, so they don't have to worry about his foul situation now.
No.
If he fouls out, it's okay. They have guys they can put in to handle the ball. Bedoyan's a good ball handler. He can run the point guard if he has to.
DeWitt in the corner wants a one-on-one with Soden.
Alvirne getting a little feisty, too.
Backdoor look, batted away. Betancourt is there. Chip Fundy to the rim, lays it in.
I thought for a minute there Chip Fundy was going to throw that down, too.
He may have been thinking about it.
I thought he was. He looked at knee brace, though, thought about it and said, no, don't do it.
Sophomore with his first 2 off the bench. 67-51. Bedford looking to run out the final 60 seconds here at the Doghouse. Coach Moreno going to call a timeout.
You can practice some things, trying to avoid the trap, step through the trap. That's what Alvirne had trouble with. When the trap comes, DeWitt needs to make sure instead of waiting and holding the ball, I said this a million times too, you step through the trap as it's coming and don't allow yourself to get trapped. That way you have less turnovers. But they've created 21 turnovers. So you just have to do a better job stepping through the trap if you're Alvirne. You can't let the trap get to you and just allow yourself to get trapped.
Well, coming up after the game, we're going to try to get Coach Moreno on with us. I can't imagine the coach would have an objection, but
he might be so excited to go get some pizza or something after.
Yeah.
They might have who doesn't love a pizza party, by the way? What if they had a pizza party and after the game they'd invite us?
We won't hold him hostage for long, but we would like to speak with the head coach. So that's coming up, plus stats, highlights, analysis, out-of-town scoreboard, and all that good stuff. Final 45 seconds here in Bedford. O'Connell looking for 2 more, won't get there. Braga, another board, doing the dirty work tonight with 11 rebounds. Soden takes off and scores 2 more off the glass.
You know, if I'm Coach Moreno, too, I'm thinking maybe about getting some guys out, taking my starters out. I don't want anybody getting hurt, but.
Yeah, we saw Logan O'Connell go down last year in the tournament with a knee injury. It put his championship game status in jeopardy. Meanwhile, Bedoyan has the rebound off the air ball.
Yeah, luckily this one's over and no one's going to get hurt at this point. But when you're ahead by that many points with, a few minutes left, you got to make sure you protect your guys, maybe take them out, just in case. Right? We've seen strange things happen, like you said, very strange things.
That'll do it. 69-51 is the final. The Bulldogs pull away. And we'll head back to the semifinals where they'll take on Nashua North next week. Post-game live interview with Coach Moreno. Stats and highlights coming up next. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. The New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school varsity and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another athletic program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
Well, 69-51 is our final score here in Bedford as the defending Division I champion Bedford Bulldogs advance to another semifinal. They'll take on Nashua North Wednesday at 5:30. Nick Anastas along with Justin Gorham. Alvirne, they give a good effort tonight here on the road, hung around throughout the first quarter. Ended up trailing, however, by 13 at the break. Slashed the gap in the third quarter, down to 10 at 50-40. But the Bulldogs, in the end, too much firepower as they win by their largest margin of the night, 69-51, an 18-point gap in the end.
Too much offense and too many Alvirne turnovers. They forced 21 turnovers to only 7 for Bedford. And that's just winning basketball. I mean, every time we go out and watch these high school games, I always talk about turnovers. You talk about turnovers. The team that has the most turnovers by a margin like this will usually lose the game. Just you got to hang on to the ball. And that a lot of it had to do offensively, too. They didn't do much offensively. There wasn't much structure. First half, they tried a lot of pick and roll stuff up top. Didn't really work. And Bedford, you wait. Bedford all of a sudden just starts rolling. You know, they could be down or up by 10, and then you look up, and it's a 17, 18-point lead. Just on Soden making a couple quick shots. Or just they've got too many guys that can score.
They can score in bunches, and they can do it quickly.
They're fun to watch.
As we have seen over the years. Well, they got a balanced attack tonight from Coach Moreno. And by the way, we're hoping to speak with Coach very shortly, but I'm sure he's pleased that he had 4 guys in double figures, led by the senior Luke Soden, who had 23. 12 of those coming in the second half. His point guard, Nico Bedoyan, another balanced effort, 8 points in each half to wind up with 16. Brady O'Connell, 9 of his 14 came in the first half. And then Austin Kazajanski, after a bit of a slow start on the offensive end, came alive after the break and ends up with 13 points. And we'd be remiss not to mention Thomas Braga, who had 11, a game-high 11 rebounds off the bench for Bedford. Alvirne, we get a good effort from Evan Betancourt. Despite foul trouble, the junior guard ends up with 13 points to go with 7 boards. And the sophomore, the 6'4", sophomore forward Garrett Hall, looked good tonight. 16 points and 5 rebounds.
Nice
all in all, a good season for Alvirne, a 9-9 regular season finish. A victory at Keene back on Wednesday, and then a good effort here on the road against the champs.
Yeah, and we tend to forget, too, that first round game against Keene, at Keene, that's
Tough.
a hard game to win.
Yeah.
Anytime you have to travel to Keene, any team, Alvirne, I don't know if their commute is as long as some others, but that's a tough commute. You sit, you wait, you have to show up and then play, and that's a big win for Keene, or for them against Keene. So good for them. At least new coach, right? First year coach, we think. So they have a lot to look forward to. A couple good sophomores. Here's coach. All right.
The man of the hour
Another victory
has arrived. Frank Moreno. Another victory is right. Bedford takes care of business, 69-51. Coach, your team
didn't shoot free throws well.
Well, I was
okay.
going to
You're
let
right.
Justin handle that, but
I'm sure.
I'm always
sure
the
it's
guy
coming.
that says that.
I'm sure it's coming.
I like to start with the positives.
Thank you.
Your defense forced 21 turnovers tonight.
Hey, I was going to say that, too.
I'm going to steal your thunder there, but as usual, that press was effective, and then in transition, a number of fast break points tonight. You were looking to get out and run, right?
Yeah. We just played them, a week and a half ago, so they're a very good team. They're very disciplined. We knew we had to turn them over because in the front court, they just run offense and they don't turn the ball over. So we knew we had to pressure the ball. Sammy DeWitt and Hall are really, really good players, so we knew we had to try and focus on them. We focused on the press all week in practice this week to make sure that we were prepared for them.
You had a balanced attack on offense as well. 4 players in double figures, led by Luke Soden, who had 23. But I want to talk about Nico Bedoyan for a moment. It seems like his game has not only evolved and gotten better throughout the course of the season, but he's also been more aggressive, looking to score the basketball. He had 16 tonight.
Yeah, in the past 4 games or so, I think he's had 3 games where he's had over 20. He really, really has turned it on for us. He's getting to the rim. He's finishing at the rim. I don't think he had any threes tonight, but a couple games ago he was shooting from outside as well. He adds another dimension for us. I mean, if Brady's not scoring, Luke or Nico can pick it up. Austin the same thing. So it's a luxury that we have right now. Right at the right time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm impressed too. We were talking about he sort of evolved as a player as the year has gone along. Against Pinkerton, he played great. I mean, that was a tough game.
That was the turning point for him. He really developed some confidence there, and since then he's getting to the rim, and he's finishing and getting fouled. We just got to work on our free throws.
He's got a pretty pull-up.
Yeah,
we'll say 11 for 22. That would make anybody unhappy, but it doesn't matter because you still end up winning by that margin. You forced that many turnovers. What did you see when you played him the first time that allowed you to kind of create that many turnovers the second time?
The first time we played them, if you've noticed, we were playing more of a full court press. It was the 2-2-1, but it was all the way up. We brought it back a little bit because they picked it apart because they really went to space well. So we had made a couple of adjustments and we moved it back to about a 3/4 court, and that let us kind of find the spots that we wanted to attack right at the half court line, and that worked for us. So we knew that they like to bring the ball up and bring it slow, but I didn't want to go full court, so we kind of made it a little bit of tweaks there, and it worked tonight. So.
Yeah, you guys look really good going forward. Now, do you look forward to playing Nashua North again? Because that was a tough game here.
Oh yeah, well everyone's going to be tough here in the Final Four, right? So it's
you got a target on your back too.
Oh, we always have this year. North is really, really good. McGlonney is a sniper. I watched a little bit of that game. Pena is really good on defense, and Steve is one of the coaches I look up to most in D1. He's just amazing. So, we got our hands full, but I'm just happy that we're in the Final Four again.
Coach, you know where that game is going to be? Is that Exeter, or they haven't announced it yet officially?
Because Exeter fell to Trinity today, I'm guessing it might be at Exeter, but I don't know for sure.
Okay.
Maybe South. I don't know.
How do you approach the next 4 or 5 days leading up to Wednesday?
Shoot free throws
Yeah.
all day and practice every day. We want to be healthy going in, so we want to make sure the guys aren't banged up. We'll find that out on Monday and tomorrow. But we just got to fine-tune stuff. There's no secret sauce now. It's just, fine-tuning what we do, and get ready to just strap them up and play again on Wednesday.
Yeah, we're already looking forward to it.
Oh, absolutely.
I know that. Coach,
thank
congratulations.
you so much for being here, guys.
Good
I
win,
appreciate it.
Coach. Good
Thank
win.
you very
Appreciate
much.
it. Coach Frank Moreno following a 69-51 victory for Bedford over Alvirne. Anything catch your attention there from Coach?
I do believe he's right about the free throws. 11 for 22, shooting 50% in a playoff game is a little leery or weary of going forward. When you play a game that's going to be closer, you have to be able to make those crucial free throws at the end of games when the games are close. And they're going to find themselves. Nashua North will be, I think, a closer game. If they get to the finals, whoever they have to play in the finals, you're going to have to make those free throws in the end. They create turnovers. They can score offensively, no problem. But you can't shoot 50% from the free throw line. He knows it. He said it. They're going to shoot a lot of free throws in the next coming days.
All right. I want to thank a few folks here, including Corey Parker, the athletic director here at Bedford, my old friend, making it easy for us to roll in and set up shop.
Absolutely.
Of course, John Barron spearheading both setups today. Earlier today, we were out in Exeter. We threw the gear in the car, headed right over, and
he's the man.
Got us going. So we appreciate John. And, of course, our new friend Josh Lebrecht as well. In tow here for game number 2, doing a great job behind the camera off to my right. And, of course, the whole thing orchestrated and put together by the man behind the curtain, our director, Ben Beals, back in the Beals Insurance Studios. Executive producer Steve Beals will be on the ground up here in the Shire this week.
Ooh, that's good.
To help us out and get us over the finish line here on the final week of the winter season.
A long season.
For Justin Gorham, my name is Nick Anastas saying so long. Final score, final time, Bedford 69, Alvirne 51. This has been a presentation of our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.